Hello everyone, Lord.agion here with another Company Heroes 2 replay. To keep you awake, good luck, have fun. Spawning the bottom side, we have Solkoreanarmy. Spawning the top side as Soviets. Spawning the top side as OKW, we have Siberian. Oh, Siberian's deciding not to go for Kubo, going straight for some Volk. And no early buildings for like MGs and mortars for the Soviet player either. Then again, this is a 1v1, not a 2v2 or 3v3. People want to have their early standard infantry. I'm more of a 3v3 type player. I just like having larger engagements, a bit larger number armor. 4v4 is just too much heavy weapon spam for me. 2v2 is you hope you get a good ally. Two people can carry a bad person in a 3v3, but in a 2v2, you just have to make sure you have a teammate, in my opinion. I usually have a bad teammate in 2v2s. Or I'm bad. Either way. A nice decap, just decapping and then getting the building, and now, sort of dancing around. He saw it was being decapped, but he didn't bother bring his combat engineer to take on the Storm Pioneer, because the Storm Pioneer will just crush the combat engineer. Conscripts going straight for the fuel. Additional conscripts going to capture up the left side. He's also capped up the fuel in the center, but he's surrounded with that combat engineer. He will not last very long. Looks like we've got some barbed wire. Where do I hear that barbed wire? Oh, right there. Right in front of me. I was looking up here, but a nice barbed wire with the reinforce, which will cause... Basically, you need a vehicle to run that down to bring some combat engineers with the wire cutter kits. You probably, should just retreat to the back side, so... Yeah, the Volk was placed on a general move order, not attack move. Well, general moved right there at the edge, so he can try to, so he can capture this while trying to hit anything over here. Conscripts are moving forward. They're going to see some Volk. Conscripts are going for the cover, which is give him that edge that he needs. And no engagement. Going for looks like he called in a second combat engineer. That's why this building was built way back in the corner. Though it can present a problem of pathing if a vehicle spawns up this direction, but the vehicle also go up through here. Conscripts moving forward. Yeah, that Volk's Grenadier is trying to get back. There's no way one Volk can take on 3 conscripts. Storm Pioneers are trying to get to the combat engineers, but they're being danced around the bush. Looks like he only lost one the combat engineers, so it's pretty good, seeing you want them more for the building aspect than the combat aspects. Looks like I'm getting some hiccups. Whoops. And nothing too major. Both sides are just entrenching. So one of the Volks shooting out of the building, hitting the conscript. Not sure. Looks like we got a mortar emplacement. Probably to dislodge the Volk's Grenadiers inside the buildings. Has the OKW... Oh, the OKW has chosen a doctrine. He has chosen the scavenge doctrine. Increased salvage. Jaeger light infantry, they have a sniper among with them, so I think it does count as a sniper. I'm not exactly sure. Because I know Pathfinders, if I play Wehrmacht, the Pathfinders, whenever they're riflemen, it says unit snipe. Not sure if that actually means it's a sniper unit, or... Because it means it will be a 300 manpower sniper compared to the everybody else's snipers. Volk's Grenadiers are not in cover, while the front conscript was in heavy cover, while the 2 back conscripts, they had to move forward to engage. Got a flanking Volksgrenadier. Volksgrenadier, well, 4 of them are in heavy cover. A nice mortar hit, wiping out 2 of the men, and severely damaging the other. Looks like this wire off was not complete. Maxim HMG is now out. Got a... Looks like we got the insanely fast incendiary grenade. A nice support gunshot. I like the fact that there's more incendiary grenades for getting units out of structures, but the problem is the comparison is basically the Molotov, in which the Molotov, it has like a 5-second charge up time before it's thrown. With the throw incendiary grenade, it's instant, absolutely instant, because the grenade usually has a timer to go along with it. So it's much better than Molotov, and plus you don't have to research it. Looks like we got a bit of a mortar war. One support gun. Once the support gun apparently took a direct hit, but there's a reinforcement point. So currently, 2 of the men are severely damaged. I'm not sure which ones are severely damaged or not. They've constantly been hit. Combat engineer is now up to vet 2, which is a bit unusual, but nice to see. The mortar barrage by the Soviet mortar has actually a pretty good accuracy. Like, it has pretty good grouping, like about this big, compared to at that range the German mortar will be about this big. Maxim's trying to move forward. Perhaps he's actually pretty low on health, which is a bit of a problem if you. Plus, you can't really use the garrison. Looks like the garrison will spot this combat engineer planting a mine. I wonder if he actually realized. Oh wait, he stopped the building. That combat engineer is way too low in health. Mine was cancelled. Storm Pioneers are running away from the flamethrower. I think they can go in for... No, he's going in for the mortar. The infiltration grenade is a very good grenade barrage for 10 munitions. However, it does have incredibly long recharge time. That's why it's probably so cheap. Nice shot suppressing, but the heavy weapons teams can still fire even though suppressed. We got the mine upgrade. He unequipped minesweeper so you can get the extra rifle. Looks like there was a Molotov by the conscript. Looks like a guy Jaeger light infantry. Now he actually revealed what doctrine he went. I wonder if it shows there's unit snipe. I'm always curious. Does it count as a sniper or not? Is there actually a sniper among them? Bolt action, bolt action, bolt action. I don't see any, like, scoped rifle. Looks like we got a Molotov. See how long it takes for a Molotov to charge while a throw incendiary grenade, it's instant.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Looks like we got some Volksgrenadier capturing up the left side, though he still needs to capture the cutoff point, but he captured the fuel, which disables the fuel income for the Soviet player, because the Soviet player has been sustaining on the 2 fuel for quite a bit of time. Conscripts in medium cover, which is still no match. Oh, that support gun splashed his own Storm Pioneers. Now they're actually pretty low in health.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
Curious, I don't actually have the scavenge doctrine. I always want it, but I don't want to pay for it. Let's see, thorough salvage. That's a pretty good amount of munitions you can get from that. Seeing it, your fuel and munitions so low. Oh, nice T-70. May get a good splash on these retreating Volk's Grenadiers, but each shot is a miss. Remember, your accuracy is increased if you stop moving, so you probably should have rushed forward and then shoot. Plus, the closer you are, the better accuracy anyways. These combat engineers in retreat, they have too little manpower. No Shreks in this group, but there is a Vakenenwerfer. Still no doctrine by the Soviet player. And while this battle's going on, I really want to get the Scavenger doctrine, but I'm a cheapskate. I don't want to pay for it, which I would suppose I'll get support by a lot of community by not paying for it. And whenever I get commander drops, I always get the same one, which really is annoying. A nice shot. Looks like there's a throw incendiary. Got a Panzer Shrek in the building. De-garrisons the Panzer Shrek so he can get out closer. Probably going to jump in this building. Yes, he will. But the T-70 is nice and fast, so he gets away without taking any more shots.
Supply sector under attack.
But yeah, looks like the Jaegers also have a cloak and cover, I think, because that's why they have to hold fire. Infiltration grenade. Oh, apparently it was just only 15, not 10. But either way, that's pretty cheap for a grenade assault. Ruby cash. I love that when using Obus Dotson.
Shock troops awaiting deployment.
Looks like we got the whatever this doctrine's called. I think it's a common doctrine. You get it at the very beginning of the game. Well, if you just bought the game, you get that one for free. It has shock troops, are very good. We got the anti-tank guns are camouflage. That can be good, but not so much in a 1v1, I guess, because a lot of people don't really spam out anti-tank guns that often. This will keep you warm. I always love the quotes. Just the little things always make games so much fun. Just the quotes. The one-liners, basically. KV-8 and the IS-2. Both of them pretty effective. I think the KV-8... Ever since the British faction came out, I think now basically there are pools of fire that can come out from flamethrowers now. Which thus made the KV-8 much stronger. Though it's pretty cheap compared to the Churchill. But then again, the Bren carrier can get the exact same flamethrower. Incendiary will be devastating to an OKW at a medical HQ. He has not set up a Shavia, and he might not anytime soon, due to the fact that he needs the... Oh, what resources does he have? Nice, support gun, but this flamethrower in this building has done so much damage. Pulling it out of this building, he thinks it might be burnt down, which is just out of it. And he really needs to get well, he can get the Jagdpanzer for AT support. Which I've been using Jagdpanzer more and more often when playing against British people. Well, British players. British faction players, for the correct terminology. Because, well, it's a good way to deal with the emplacements, and Vakenenwerfer's not that great. And when facing against Bofers, you do not want to use Volk Grenadiers with, what I'm saying is, Vakenenwerfers, they don't have long enough range to be safe, and Volk Grenadiers not so much, so you have to rely on a medical HQ for the, with the support guns or the Jagdpanzer. However, you can go mech HQ with a flak, not the flak, what's it called? The walking Stuka. But those, it's just not that effective for buildings compared to just have constant barrage, in my opinion. Because this recharge time is just way too long. A brace structure just basically nulls like 50% of the damage. Nice Molotov. Electing not to go additional Jaeger light infantry due to the fact that he already has 3 Volks out, and he needs more AT, I say, because with the tier 3 play, I think that's what's called, the second building, basically the first building for mechanized units for the Soviet player, which has been proven quite effective. But now we got a Jagdpanzer out, destroys that T-70, not the only vehicle he probably seen it. Yeah, it has done actually no damage, so you've probably not seen it yet. Is the Su-76M assault gun, a nice incendiary on the medical HQ, which basically which will burn any retreating units to that building. He needs to reform his lines. Hopefully there's a truck that's absolutely free will take some damage. Nice mortar hit, hits the Volksgrenadier. Retreats it back because he can't take on a 6v2. Curious, does it show as a unit snipe? I don't think I can see unit snipe when looking at it. Su-76 is being targeted by the Jagdpanzer. Jagdpanzer try to do a bit of a chase. Bit of a bad chase, may I add. The KV-8 is now out, which I would actually disagree to the fact that he knows there's a Jagdpanzer out. The KV-8 has, well, it does have the same as 6, so it has the same, oh wait, no. The KV-8 swaps the standard 76 gun from the KV-1 for, it only has a 45mm. So its anti-vehicle capability is, it won't do shit against the Jagdpanzer. Two combat engineers with flamethrowers, both of them are Vet 3, which is pretty nice. This Doom Pioneer is pretty low in health. It might get a squad wipe. Just lucky that flame didn't actually really hit. Oh, the KV-8 got a nice gunshots into it. A couple Shreks trying to move, well, a Shrek's trying to move forward, trying to get some damage on the KV-8. The Jagdpanzer is low in health with no Doom Pioneer. It will remain low in health until he gets a Mech HQ or some Doom Pioneers out. But the KV-8 is also low in health, so we won't see any armored engagements anytime soon. Brigadier Warfare got killed by a Molotov. Looks like he could salvage this wreck for additional fuel and munitions. Another Maxim out. It has little vegetancy, so it's just might have been the original Maxim. No, probably wouldn't. Probably would have got it killed. Maybe there's another one? Not sure. So luckily he moved that Maxim, because that support gunshot would have landed right in the middle of him.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
And looks like he's using his combat engineers. Looks like one combat engineer is not repairing. He probably should retask that to repair. Looks like the Jaeger Light Infantry doesn't actually have a sniper, because I would have seen a snipe. There would have been more damage to that unit by now. Because I'm pretty sure Pathfinders, not the IR Pathfinders, but the regular Pathfinders, can initiate a unit snipe also. So So the Jaeger-like infantry just apparently has additional combat options, perhaps a bit stronger than Vulcan apparently. I'm not exactly sure because I really want to play with them, but like I said, I don't have Doctrine. KV-8 is now moving forward. He has enough CP for the IS-2 heavy tank, but he does not have enough fuel because he purchased the KV-8, which once again, I do not exactly support the KV-8 in this situation because he has a lot of AT out. Because he saw those Yagpons, so that alone should have said no KV-8. Nice. Nope, a round bounce, I could have killed it. Currently, the Soviet player does have 3 conscripts compared to the 3 Vulcan, 1 Jaeger. And the game's starting to slow down a bit. I got this replay off the CompanyHeroes2.org website. He said he forgot to upload this replay from KA. I don't really know what KA is. I'm bad with acronyms, plus I'm not exactly 100% player of Company Heroes 2. I play other games, so this just I just have fun casting. So I'm not sure what KA is. Neither player went for bulletin, so perhaps this was a tournament or some sort of like custom game, I'm not sure. So no bulletins, so it's a pretty well, vanilla game excluding doctrines. Not sure if that what would be considered vanilla in Company Heroes 2. Go in to capture the VP to prevent any of the additional VP tickets, because currently the OKW player does have a lot less tickets. Or VP. Is it considered tickets? I'm not sure. I know tickets is a Battlefield thing. Support gun trying to come in and hit the Maxim. KV-8 is moving to the left. Jagdpanzer is at Vet 1, now it can be sneaky. Be sneaky in the middle of the gigantic field. SU-76 coming up, perhaps for a barrage. Got hit by the Jagdpanzer. The Jagdpanzer got hit by the 76. And 2 shots, 76 is out. Actually, he had a little bit more than... Was it a support gun? I think the support gun might have got hit off and then the Jagdpanzer got the finishing blow. Because, well, it looked like that first shot didn't do half damage. I think the support gun might have got hit on it, and the Jagdpanzer got to clean it up. We might see a good time probably now for an infiltration grenade. Which he did that. This could level the building, or do no damage to the building, but kill the entire squad inside without a support gun. Why did that infiltration grenade not do any damage to the building? I would expect some, if not major, but did nothing. Looks like he lost a... Oh yeah, that was a combat engineer that was in the building that he lost, so he decided to replace it. He needs the extra repairing power because he wants his vehicles back in the fight, especially for the KV-8, because it's a heavy anti-infantry. Currently the Shavia headquarters is up. It has just... he could probably still capture the edge of the fuel, so I would suggest him moving a bit forward. Maxim's probably suppressed by a support gun shot, because it's the only way the OKW can actually suppress units without a LMG-34 or Shavia or a 2cm flak. I think he now spotted the Shavia because he hadn't actually pushed forward, and now his conscripts were a bit suppressed, and so he instantly retreat. this Volksgrenadier needs to fall back. He might sustain additional losses. Nope. No, yep, he did. He probably should, yeah, capture up that point. Every resource counts when you're in a 1v1. A lot of flame-type weaponry by the Soviet player, with the Molotovs, Combat Engineers, KV-8, and Incendiary. I don't want to live in a world that's on fire. And that's the only line I know from the Fallout games with that song. And of course, I don't really want to sing because I'll probably wake up all my neighbors since it's currently 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm an early riser. The Jagdpanzer's up to 2-star. The KV-8's up to 2-star, which surprisingly only has 8 kills. Well, 22 kills. It's actually surprisingly little.
The sector is at risk.
Panzer Shrek's engaged in the KV-8. Looks like the Jaeger Light Infantry is doing quite well. Man, I really want to try them out. Of course, whenever I do like the Spoils of War farming, I get Ostrupen dispatch time cooldowns, pretty much. And skins. I don't care about skins. I want bulletins and commanders. I don't want... I mean, I've always been starving on good bulletins. I don't need 10 Stug 3 bulletins. I don't need 10 Ostrupen dispatch times. I want Panzer Grenadier accuracy. I don't have one of those. I want partisan bulletins. I want anything of use. I always get crap bulletins, even if I do the farming technique. Even then, the drop wait's entire night of farming, and I still only get like common skins that I already have. Looks like we got an Ostwin out, which, if he sees the KV-8, well, he sees there's a KV-8 and Incendiary, he might know there's an IS-2 could be there. So, an Ostwin right now would... Oh wait, really? He's not getting IS-2, he's getting Katusha. An IS-2 would be great now, since a single Jagdpanzer would have extreme trouble dealing with IS-2. I'm sure there's a lot of Shreks, but that can be whittled down because you can just kite, bring it back, repair, go in, bring it back, repair. Though a Katusha would be good to dislodge, I'm just not full support of using the fuel for Katusha, and IS-2 probably would be the best choice. So this Ostwin will maintain good use for quite a bit of time since he has no really answer to counter it. Katusha coming out. Looks like he's going for right here, hoping that the Volksgrenadier will come forward, but the Volksgrenadier calling the round for a flank. Got a couple kills on this support gun, but doesn't look like its radius will reach. He's actually pulling back into the volley, but the volley just ended. Jagdpanzer moving forward, hopefully trying to get the KV-8, but not finding it because he's actually on the left, burning his units. Sturm Pioneer is capturing up. And both sides are a bit low on, I say, well, a bit low on manpower. These combat engineers have been quite effective. just decaps the point and leaves. Looks like he retreats that because he knows it's going to be outflanked, and then he'll probably throw incendiary, which will kill it off.
Capturing our supplies.
Currently, the Soviet player does have a good amount of fuel, but he should save it up for now in IS-2. The, whoops, looks like I turned on Fog of War. Luckily, that Volk Grenadier did escape. Or, lucky for him, unlucky for the Soviet. First Jagdpanzer shot hits the ground, and hits again. Because it's a bit of a hill, the rounds can more likely hit the ground. Perhaps he's saving up for a good 105mm, but with no exactly emplacements, the 105mm doesn't really have any really good use. Looks like a Katyusha barrage coming out, perhaps over here. Here? Right here. Looks like the shot was here, so it will miss support guns. Or, well, perhaps it was down here, because now those initial shots are way up, and now they're, like, way down. Really? He wasted his munitions on a barrage there? There was nothing there. That was a complete and utter waste of munitions. Katyusha's all the way back to base, prevented from being sniped. But that was an absolute waste of a barrage. AT guns just in range at the very corner of the Ostwind. Volk's Grenadiers are capturing up the left side. KV-8's trying to come in to deal with the Volk's Grenadiers. It can trade out cost effectively, even though they have Shreks, because there's just only two of them, and it's nice and heavy armor. Looks like he has a Panzer IV out now. That Panzer IV had the, that was pretty... Wait. The Panzer IV had the commander for calling artillery strikes there, didn't it? I could have sworn it did. Of course, he's researching the MG would hide the other one. But that commander was part of the elite armor doctrine, so was that a bit of a glitch? Katyusha got knocked out in one hit because Katyusha has very low health and armor. But I could have sworn that Panzer IV had the commander upgrade, the artillery commander upgrade. Unless they changed the doctrine so now all Panzer IVs can get that, but I could have sworn that was just the elite armor doctrine. Calling the Jaeger light infantry behind enemy lines, but there's a KV-8 there, but he doesn't realize that. Panzer IV coming in. Looks like the KV-8 is switching to its 45mm, which it missed. That 45mm is a small weapon. I think it missed again, even though it looks like it's hitting. Wait, it's not even making the splash animation. Oh, is it hitting right there? Yeah, it was hitting down low. Got caught up on the AT gun, which caused it to die. With the looks like got we got the landmines here. We may see the run over, not just yet. Looks like we got the Jagdpanzer poking away. The AT gun might... Nope. The AT gun will not go over it. Another Katusha, looks like. Yeah, another Katusha. Which he really should go for an IS-2, I say. The Katyushas aren't doing much. Now let's see if that landmine will do anything. Kills 3 guys. That's not really that worth it, but it can be helpful. A nice support gun. Now the Osman's coming in. Has he researched AT grenades? Yes, he has. Good. Looks like this conscript picked up a Panzer Shrek. It's now pretty much the most effective AT squad in the Soviets have, other than Partisans. I love the new Partisans. Always Panzer Shreks and always PPSHs. And one of the PPSHs can now also throw the hand grenade, which Partisan faction tend to have a lot of munitions stored up. Since they don't... Molotovs weren't exactly the greatest thing for Partisans. Because the only good Partisans were the one with PPSHs, and they have, well, submachine guns. Who needs Molotovs when we have submachine guns? Though they could deploy the anti-tank mines, which were incredibly cheap. And seeing they could just go behind the lines, start spamming out AT mines, which would away the frontline units and manpower. Maxim overwatching the VP, and perhaps a bit of the point. Another Jaeger Light Infantry comes out using the Sprint, which, by the way, they had the same voice actor, and they're just a reskin of the Stormtroopers. They are just a reskin of the Stormtroopers, except they cost less manpower. I'm not sure the exact statistics of what they and combat effectiveness, but they have the same number of men, same weapons, same sprint. Though they do have additional abilities, but they do lack the upgrade for Stormgewehren. Nice Katusha barrage, though pretty much missing a lot of everything he really wants. He only got like 2 kills. Looks like he lost a group. Perhaps it was a Jaeger Light Infantry. Well, the difference between the game Stormgewehren makes Stormtroopers incredibly effective due to the fact that Tactical Advance, though Tactical Advance is still enabled even though if you try to retreat with it on. Just a bit of a bug, well, pet peeve that they're running abandoned. Which he can just reclaim it. It's nice and safe right now. Nope, a nice attack ground max range. They sustained heavy engine damage by the anti-tank grenade and the Panzer Shreks and the AT gun. He needs to save that. This is key to his success. If he loses this, it will probably be game over for him. Panzer Shreks trying to get nice and close. Misses. Support gun pinned. Oh, he saved it. He absolutely saved with a support gun pin. He doesn't realize, man, perhaps he's waiting for the suppression to wear off, but now he's inside of his base. And since it's pinned, it canceled all orders. Well, current action orders. Got incendiary barrage on these point. He's probably going, oh, really? It was already up. The thing disappeared, but didn't actually decap it. Osman moving forward, trying to get a run around the AT gun. Constantly missing. Centaur tank is so much better. Got another Katusha barrage, wiping out one of the support guns. Perhaps you should just salvage it, but the support guns have been proven quite effective. So both options are quite reasonable. Also, once again coming forward and kiting, he's trying to run forward for AT grenades, but move them back before he can get off the AT grenades. Nice Vet 3 Maxim, only got 10 kills. Currently, the OKW has severely lacking in, well, field presence. He has only 3 primary combat units and then engineers to repair up his stuff. But you probably should deploy Mechanized HQ to have repairs back at base without micro. That would be quite expensive, but it looks like he's setting up his mech HQ is right here. He is also a bit low on munitions due to the fact that that wasted artillery barrage. I just call that completely wasted because it did absolutely nothing. I'm curious. There's a chance for the unit to be hit by enemy fire, allows us to hide and cover. It looks like he then gains the concealment ability at Vet 2. Improve accuracy. Looks like gains the marksman status, which I think then gains a sniper, like the snipe ability. And overall general combat effectiveness at Vet 5. Looks like another Katusha right at the support gun. The support gun severely low in health and knocks it out. And he just remanned it with one, which is additional manpower he just wasted. That Shabir seems shooting farther. Oh, this one combat engineer was still in the area. Incendiary barrage, he needs to retreat that out. No point of capturing a non-strategic resource for that. Nice suppress. Looks like one of the guys does have a G43. Yeah, one of the guys do have a G43 with like a more accurate ability, I guess. I'm not sure. I need to look that up. See what exactly... Because one guy with a G43 has pretty much the same rate of fire doesn't seem that effective. Got a KV-8, the KV-8 moving forward. No, he did wipe up the other one. It looks like a new one. Still no IS-2, which I would say would be a great option due to the fact that he only has 2 AT options right now. This needs to get out. He now cloaked, but probably should. No, but there is no hold fire option. And looks like both sides are just using AT guns to push away vehicles, which now has been proving quite effective for the a lot of AT guns actually by the Soviet player now. How much munitions does he have? Hey, it's a bit running on low because he's just using incendiary, I guess, recently, or at least in the past 30 seconds. Once again, I keep hitting Fog of War. Almost knocked out the KV-8 again. Now he has his artillery barrage up again, which now on top of these. Now this is a good artillery barrage, assuming he doesn't move out of the way. And overall it missed. It's a bit of a waste, but it did zone out via AT guns, which was it worth it off all that munitions? Probably not. But he's able to recapture the VP. and perhaps get his support gun. Well, looks like he only has one support gun. Nope, the other one is right there, not remanned. What could he do? What could he spend on this fuel? Well, he does not need any more anti-tank, so perhaps just leave the fuel there is fine. Looks like he's going all converting. Looks like he lost his Ostwin by the AT guns. But what I was going to say is, apparently he has the convert to munitions on. That is, nope, he does not. He just only has 7 fuel. Gotta love that. Reduced. Oh yeah, it's getting to the late part of the game where actually some of these points do not provide any resources anymore. Well, this is cut off, so it doesn't provide any resource. What am I thinking? I'm thinking of Dawn of War 1, where the points will eventually reduce giving resources out. Jeez, what am I thinking? His large number AT guns are pushing away. He's now cloaked, which prevents the fire. He could... Once again, there's no hold fire, so he could have been got some lucky shots if these were deployed. Going for a Stuka. And that can be good. Seeing with all these AT guns, because if he were to see this, that would be devastating. But once again, the OKW reduced fuel income, which prevents them from really fielding any vehicles. I mean, 7 fuel when you have a fuel point dedicated, compare the Soviets, 29. And granted, he does have 1, like 2 or 3 more points, well, percentage points, which still. Well, god damn, I keep on pressing the fog of war. But look at the amount of fuel they get back from regular points is 1 less, which is basically 33% less. And plus, from the fuel points, if they get additional 2 less, which is not 33%, but still a pretty good number. So OKWs always have trouble manning vehicles, or they could switch the munitions to fuel, which then they have no munitions. All that flame on that Sturm Pioneer, and now all the AT guns will be focusing, but looks like we finally got IS-2 out. That Stuka that fired off only got 5 kills. Perhaps it was AT gun kill. I need to check. These are all 3 AT guns, all veterans, so probably not. Perhaps conscripts or combat engineers. Looks like this. Oh, I didn't realize he still had this mortarer with 21 kills. That's pretty good. And now here is probably the end of the game. The OKW has nothing really to stop IS-2. He has a 1 Jagdpanzer, which it is doing damage, but if he kills off the Shavia, the only thing you can do to counter more and more the IS-2 is more Jagdpanzers, which they are quite expensive. It's just out of health. Boom. The artillery barrage by the I can't speak right now. By the AT gun. Got a Stuka coming in, getting some nice hits on the IS-2 and wiping out an AT gun. We're getting some nice hits on the Jaeger light infantry. All of this damage based on infantry is quite effective for both sides. One by the support guns, one by the another KV-8 out. The Jagdpanzer now up to vet 5. Not very often you see this. While attacking out of camouflage, the Jagdpanzer will have a better chance of penetrating armor and inflict great amount of damage. Now his camouflage is quite effective. Another Katusha coming in. Once again, Katusha is doing minor damage. He lost one and basically another one for pretty little amount of damage. Oh wait, 25 kills. Apparently there's more and more hits than I realized. Another artillery barrage. Pretty much a waste. Calling out some more Jaeger light infantry. He probably should realize that he's spawning them out in that shack. He probably should just go out and destroy that shack. Jaeger light infantry are getting some nice hit. The Storm Pioneers being the focus of fire of the conscripts. Not the conscripts, yeah, the Storm Pioneer is the focus of the conscripts. Looks like we got a AT, the Stuka coming in, probably right here. Oh, got some nice hits, but no any wipes. IS-2 coming forward, but with the Jagdpanzer up and its high veterancy, is actually can push away the IS-2 quite well. He saved, since he saved, like I said, if he would have lost that earlier, it would have been game over. He probably should pull that back and get some repairs, I say, because I hate seeing damage on my vehicles. I want every scratch to be buffed off. Katusha coming in, trying to hit the Jaeger light infantry. Both that camouflage from all the craters he created is preventing he can move forward unseen. But he's moving way too forward, I say, almost to the base. And he could just run away while in camouflage. In fact, he could stand in this corner and prevent them from capturing while maintaining camouflage. Wow, they recloak quite fast, it looks like, individual ones. Some can recloak between their shots, which probably just messes up the AI of shooting them. As you can see, he went for another Ostwind. Ooh, now that is critical. He lost his unit. He does not, since he bought an Ostwind, he does not have enough for getting another Jagdpanzer. And now this IS-2 has absolute impunity. I think that's the proper term. On the battlefield. Why he didn't upgrade for the MG? Perhaps he wants the munitions for another incendiary barrage. And more Molotovs. Lucky that low health Jaeger squad didn't die. And this, by judging the end of the replay, that's pretty much end the game since he lost that Jagdpanzer. I say he spent too much in building Ostwinds. The Stuka was pretty good in taking out those AT, but too many Ostwinds. I'm not a fan of the Ostwind. They arrive a bit too late in the game to be that effective for the number of CPs they cost. Though granted they have a lot of armor, they're just not that effective in my opinion. Got Katusha coming in. And yeah, as I stated before, there's nothing he can do against this IS-2. The only thing that could perhaps penetrate it is rear shots with a support gun, but that's not a viable option. Also, when you're trying to get some rear shots, of course, it can't penetrate rear armor of the KV-8. And this is the end of the game. Seeing he also lost his medical HQ, you can only now build Pumas, which are highly ill-advisable versus IS-2 unless you have a large spam of them to chain stun them. Yeah, you got me, GG. Yep, this is a very good replay. This is Lord.agion saying thank you for watching and signing off. Hello everyone, this is game number 2. I forgot to mention before, this is a best 2 out of 3. Yeah, the KV-8 is insane this patch. It's more the fact that now that flamethrowers can now leave behind pools of fire, which will cause additional damage. I don't think they was like that before, but it basically is now. But spawning the left side, who has lost in the previous game, we have Siberian. Before he played as the OKW, and now he's playing as America. Spawning the top side as Wehrmacht, we have the Solkoreanarmy. Wasn't really paying attention. You're also well played too, yeah. Currently, no, it looks like I got something in my throat. Currently in the Siberian's going for the whatever this doctrine's called, one of the bulldozers and the M10s, which can be M10s can be good in large numbers, such as the Puma, but and they has also access to the 240mm barrage, which are incredibly effective. That's why they can't be used in HQ sectors. What was that, a landmine? Or a... Nope, barbed wire in that house. Which... he might not realize it's there because, well, it's completely covered by the house and the natural camera angle. Man, I need to get some fluids in me. A bit better. Though again, soda is not like the best idea for trying to wet your throat. We've got the rifleman moving to the left. One assault engineer is out. I think he did the assault engineer for faster capping power. Like, he can get set assault engineers out before a rifleman because it's a call off. And nice thing, he's leading them in a bit of a zone for the assault engineers with the riflemen. Now this MG's in a bit of a bad spot because he can be run. He's trying to run it down with the assault engineers, but they stopped and take cover. Lucky he didn't get suppressed there because he was in heavy cover. And I don't know if he didn't get suppressed then. Now the riflemen with the semi-automatic rifles do great in close quarters, but he runs away because there's 2 grenadiers there. This pioneer is being a bit manned because of the 2 riflemen now. MG tried to set up and get some suppression, but was not able to get them in range. Grenadiers moving forward. Pioneers just trying to stall so he can get the MG up. Retreats it with nice 1 man left. That MG is actually line of sight blocked by the shrubbery. Foliage, that's probably the proper term. Builds a fighting position there to protect the fuel, because Americans love their fuel. He should just retreat with that rifleman, because he's going to take a lot of damage. Surprised nothing can run through that foliage. Sustaining some extra damage on the way back. Might lose another man. Nope. Because infantry takes so long to actually turn. unless you give them a move order to that towards that direction. Rear echelon trying to capture up the left. Probably I would have done is get behind this truck and initiate a volley fire and be an asshole. Currently, both of them suppressed. He probably should just retreat out because the MG is just going to move forward and continue suppressing them. As such, yeah, just retreat with the rifleman. Well, he's out of the range now, the MG. I think he's trying to crawl out to this direction so he has a safer retreat option. And of course, they don't run away from combat and then home. They just run straight to home, which will make them sustain a lot of additional damage. Currently, the Korean Soul Army is doing very well in this early engagements. And not having anything to heal up, like some of his units, such as these combat engineers, they're really low on health.
Captain just took the battlefield.
Captain's now on the field. Perhaps he should invest into an ambulance. As I stated before, he is really low on health on a lot of his units after the retreat. Rear echelon is in this building. One man left. Retreats out. He might still be killed by a volley. Nope.
Capture point is being overrun.
Start grilling, boys! Contact! Grab flamethrower!
With the lower health, he will die. He will lose out. The nice fighting position is providing suppressive fire. This Pioneer squad should try to flank around, but there's riflemen in the way.
A capture point. A capture point is under attack. Our supply line just got cut off.
I just think it's funny how the captain has two rear echelon, one, well, the captain himself, and two riflemen. It's like a mix of units. Got a scout car out on the field. Attempting to use a scout car, which honestly, it's scout car's crap. Never use a scout car unless you want to run down a sniper. Really, scout cars are just absolutely crap, in my opinion. Then again, I think they did get a bit buffed in the last patch, but I'm not sure. Using volley fire, which they're in heavy cover, so volley fire is pretty not effective. Captain's Thompson will do quite a bit of damage. Some nice engagements right around here. Currently, the American player has been sustaining both the VPs for quite a bit of time.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Going straight to fuel, because America needs all the fuel. How many times do people have to make that joke? America needs fuel, must need the oil. Combat engineers setting up the strangest way. Scout car got killed by the captain. The scout car was absolutely waste of 15 fuel.
A capture point is being overrun.
getting out of Stewart, which is a good choice, seeing that, well, he probably did not see the pack, and knowing the scout car is gone, though the Stewart will win out against a scout car on any day. So for him, it was reasonably believed that it's pretty safe. And plus, he can kite around the pack gun, run around circles, or just stay away from it. First shot gets a nice kill. That rear echelon has no health. He needs an ambulance.
Heavy truck, waiting for deployment.
Which apparently he just gets now. I remember in the new patch, I don't really play the Americans that often, that now this is supposed to be a sustainability, not a cooldown. Oh, apparently they did not decide not to change it. The mortar is actually in quite reasonable range, but the Pioneers, since it has such little health, the rear echelon could be taken out by the Pioneers along with it. And plus, you can't get too close to this bunker. Yeah. Retreat? Probably not necessary, but looks like that rear echelon squad might die. A nice pin from the pack howitzer. Putting up some anti-tank mines. They look exactly like the Soviet anti-tank mines in this right now. But yet they have the circle-ish icon. I wonder. Yeah, those are definitely the Soviet anti-tank mines for looks. Then again, Americans can't actually build anti-tank mines for their rear echelons. Yeah, only combat engineers can. Oh, you gotta be joking. A suppression one didn't actually hit them? Oh, looks like there's a demo charge also. And straight in a cutoff point, but he has to make sure he garrison because this explosion radius will level this building, I believe. Wow, that MG is just not suppressing. Oh, looks like this the mortar blew up the demo charge. And now there's actually some action. I think there's actually heavy cover in there. Yeah, there is some heavy cover created by that hole. Which is sort of funny. Just lost a unit. I'm not so sure where. But currently, the American player is severely running out of resources.
A capture point is under attack.
His pack howitzer is not in a favorable position. Boom, there goes the pack howitzer.
Gun crew just got wiped out. The enemy
Cass?
is overrunning
Nah,
one of our capture
GG.
points.
Looks like Siberian has surrendered. And he just sort of played a bit bad that game, in my opinion. However, this is the end of the best of 2 or 3. The Solkoreanarmy, which is the Wehrmacht player, has won this best 2 out of 3. The first game was pretty good, the second game not so much. But this is Lord.agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.